I just bought a pre-construction condo in Yorkville, and I almost had to find a second job to close this. The parking spot? $200,000. The locker? $20,000. Why is it so expensive?
Ask the developer.
It took 5 years to build,
Let's see.
and 5 seconds to feel the regret.
Stupid, you're stupid. Now I think 5 years ago, the mortgage is higher, which is like 2%. Now the mortgage rate is like, 4.5%.
Here's what you need to know,
And there goes $1.5 million.
so you don't make the same mistakes, and we'll uncover if a blanket mortgage actually makes sense for you.
We are going to Yorkville. We just closed a unit here. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath with a parking spot and a locker. This is a brand new condo, and now I'm checking out that unit. First time. That is a bad spot, bro. Come on, man. You give me this stupid spot where, there's 2 cars in front of me. This is not cool, man. This is like a terrible parking spot. I bought this place 4 years ago, or 5 years ago, and it was just a piece of land that time. Well, it wasn't a piece of land. They actually had a building here, and they had to demolish and then rebuild the whole entire thing, right? Yeah, so two units here. Let's see. Here we go. Wow. Crazy. Come on in. Welcome home. So here's the unit. It's around 760 square feet. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. Got a 10-foot ceiling, and you can actually see some lake view here. Pretty nice. But then there's a project being built here, so it's gonna have some blockage later on, that's for sure. But you're buying in downtown Toronto, so any unobstructed view won't be long lasting any which way, so eventually something's going to be blocking the view. So here's your living and dining, and here's going to be your master's bedroom. You've got double closet, his and hers, but usually I call it all hers. The guys don't really get much of a closet space, right? And here's your 1, 2, 3, 4, 4-piece ensuite, right? Pretty good. Frameless glass shower, really nice stone top vanity. And there goes $1.5 million. Stupid, yo, stupid.
That was 5 years ago, right?
Yeah, 5 years ago.
What is it worth now?
It's probably like 1.2. Yeah, but I'm buying it for the location, and the build quality of this property is actually pretty nice. So word of advice, when you actually buy a pre-construction, there's a lot of banks, big banks right now, they will do a pre-qualification or a pre-approval, and they can lock you in with this mortgage the date of. So this is something that I would highly recommend buyers who's thinking of buying pre-construction should do. So then times like this where, for example, 5 years ago when I purchased this place, now the property value actually went down. So if you try to go for a mortgage right now in today's market, the buyers will actually have to come up with more down payment because of the undervalue. So meaning that the bank can give you a loan for 70% of what you purchased before. That means you have to make up another 10 or 20% down payment. So my word of advice is try to get a pre-approval before you actually buy this pre-construction. So when you close later on, you're guaranteed with a mortgage. That is the benefit of buying a pre-construction with a blanket mortgage that is guaranteed. I knew there was a blanket mortgage, but at that time, I wouldn't want to go through all that because usually the blanket mortgage, the interest rate is higher, right? But then, now I think 5 years ago, the mortgage is higher, which is like 2%. Now the mortgage rate is like, 4.5%. And a lot of times, not everybody can get qualified the time that you purchase, right? So it might be a little bit harder, but I would suggest if you can't get a mortgage the time that you purchase a pre-construction, then it might not be worth for you to buy because you're taking more risk, thinking that you can get a mortgage later on, or maybe I'll just assign it to a third party. But that is a lot more risk that you have to take involved.
Thanks so much for watching. If you made it to the end, I'd really appreciate if you hit the like or subscribe button.